Good morning, good evening, and welcome in today's class. Till yesterday, we discussed about the PDI, banner frame, and application navigator. Sorry, I missed out to send you the link for the PDI, how you can download. I'll send it today definitely for sure. Okay. And with this, I'm starting to share my previous videos as well so that you can get little more understanding. But the problem is that those videos are mixed in Hindi and English. So try to be accommodate if possible. Otherwise, just concentrate on the lecture only. So now we are going to be discuss about the content frame. Okay, let me open it here and the instance. Okay. So we say that this is my specifically banner frame. This is my application navigator and this is my content frame. So content frame is the place where any user can see the actual data, actual requirement he or she can see. So if I take example, suppose I search and I click on the, let me search for the change. Okay, I click here, open. So this means this is my content frame on which I am getting my records. I'm getting my result basically. I'll not say the records specifically. I'll say that this is the place where I can see my results. Okay. One thing also important now, which definitely we're going to be discussed and to be used. This particular way of displaying is called the list view. These are the very basic concepts which you guys need to be understand and to be remember going forward, because when I say list view, I'm talking about this particular functionality. Okay, because the records available here in the form of the list, so that is the reason it is called the list view for me. If I click on any of the record here, you can see here. Okay, then my record will be open. See, now it is my record view. It is not my list view. It is my record view. Why these things are important? Because when you work in your day-to-day operational life, you're dealing with the customer, you're dealing with the resolver groups, you're dealing with the end users, you're dealing with the management. So you should able to use the correct terminologies which is given by ServiceNow. So this is my record view. It can be one record, it can be multiple records as well. Means you can open the record one by one as well. Okay, so this is basically which we are missing in the content frame. Okay, so one thing we just completed now called the content frame here. So with this we are closing this topic, and before I go to this part, I want to discuss this thing with you. Even though we almost discussed, but I want to show you some more properties here. Okay, yesterday I asked a question. Is anyone remember? What is the mechanism? What is the methodology? What is the formula which ServiceNow using in the global search? What is the technique they are using? Anyone has any answer on that? The silence says yes, because nobody remember the question and did not do the R&D.
I remember the question, but that was exactly when my computer went off. My time went off because I was writing it down. I was waiting for you to answer it, and then
Okay.
everything went off. But I remember that question vividly. Yeah, I remember.
Okay, so let's have a kind of a rotation here. What practice I follow in my previous batch, on a every day I'll take one person name, and his responsibility is to ping those question in the chat window, so that whenever you get time, you can open the chat and you can put the, you can see okay what question I asked. So Roshan, just put this question for everyone again, that need to be identify what is the mechanism or technology or method or formula ServiceNow using in the global search. Okay, so we'll discuss it again tomorrow. Okay, so when I say
I think you also said which search algorithm. That's the same thing. That's the same question, right?
yes,
Yes, like I remember. I wrote down the question, but I didn't get the answer because it's cut off right after.
no problem. So I'm giving you again time for today, and you can check it as well.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Okay, no problem. Now let's come to the next part, basically on the record view, or this is called the form view, or you can say the record view. Okay, now a few basic things which I'm telling you, and you need to be remember because these things can be asked in the interview as well. The top, this line you are seeing, right? This is called the context menu. If I right click here, I can see multiple options like this. Okay. This is called the context menu. These three lines, if you go here, these three lines called the additional action. The option available in the context menu and the option available in the additional actions is almost same. Okay. But now the question come, Atul, why is ServiceNow giving me these two things? Number one on this and number one on this. Any idea? Any guesses on that? Why ServiceNow give me these two options with the same values available in the context menu, even in the additional action as well?
To be easy.
No,
Sorry?
I have no idea.
Okay. But you're saying something, Sachin.
For user easiness,
How?
navigation, for useful navigation.
But navigation is easy for like this way as well, right?
Yep.
Then why they need this thing?
Maybe for mobile
No,
interface.
no.
So
Mobile is one of the thing I can say mobile is the one of the thing. Yes, Sachin.
it's a hamburger view, right?
Sorry? Sachin, there's a background noise from your side. I'm not able to hear you properly. You're giving the answer almost right, but I'm not able to hear you completely.
He said for easy access.
Easy access.
Easy access. Yeah, that's what he said.
Yes. So the thing is that, or the point here is that when I ask any question to you guys, before you say I have no idea, Atul, I don't know, try to put some wild guesses, because when you are working as a functional consultant, when you're working as a consulting guy, when you're working as a pre-sales guy, there's a lot of question with ServiceNow. These are the lot of question when customer put in front of you. You cannot say, okay, I will check with my technical team and update you. Then why you guys are here? Because you people call yourself as a business analyst. You people call yourself as a functional consultant, as a consultant. Consultant means someone come to me, I am suggesting something to him or her. So when I ask any question, try to put some wider scope in your mind now. Don't say I don't know. Try to put something. And the answer which is given by Sachin is 100% right from my side. Because if I give you this option, unless you will click by mistake here, you will not come to know this thing available or not. But we are a human being. We are a habit that if I can see anything different on the screen, I'll try to touch that. Same example, you open your mobile phone, you open WhatsApp. If there's a lot of buttons are available on the WhatsApp, you try to click every button. Why? Because those are visible in front of you and you can do some R&D on that part. Okay, so just the purpose that to make a easiness of this thing, they give the additional action here, but the options are almost same in the both. Okay. Then if you want to attach any file, any document, you can attach it here. Manage attachment.
I'm sorry, Atul. You said, can I ask a quick question?
Yes, please.
You kept saying almost the same. What is the difference?
Okay, almost the same. Okay, let me tell you. When I say the almost the same, because if you see these values, okay, and you see these values, these are coming from a term called the UI action. Okay, and it is up to you. It is up to the functional consultant. As per the user requirement, you can configure these values either in the additional action or either in the context menu. Like take a normal example. I can do volume up and down when I'm listening the song. In that case, it will work with my media. But if someone call me, I want to make volume up or down, or I want to mute my phone, I want to silent my phone, then I also click the these buttons, volume button. So the functional, the name of those buttons are still same, volume, but the way of working is little bit different. The way of presentation is almost different. So when we do this thing, when we go for the UI action, then I will show you that it is totally up to you which value you want to show to the customer in the context menu, or which value you want to show in the additional action. As of now, out of the box, all options which you are seeing in the additional action and in the context menu are same. That is, I'm saying almost, not completely. Is it fine, or do you need some more clarification?
I'm good.
Okay, so because these are just the basic stuff. When we actually do the UI actions, then I'll show you. Then we will create one UI action. I'll show you that how it can become on the form. Okay, that is the thing. So even though you can see these buttons are there, right? These are also UI action. Now my question comes. Why there's a no button called the save here? Why they have a save here, but not here? Why they have an update here?
So that by mistake it should not be clicked?
No.
No, because you haven't, is it because you haven't put in all the information in the, there's nothing, no new information to save on the form?
Why not? Let me put some value here. Okay, let me put some here. Now, if I click on update or save, it should go in the database. Then why I have an update and not a save here?
But also in my environment, we have save and update both buttons.
Yeah, for in my organizations, we have, no, we don't always have save and updates. It's true. I think it all depends on the form. Like if I have to put in a request, I have a different button, and when I'm doing when I'm putting in tickets, I have a different button. Sometimes I even have resolve, but I don't always have resolve. So
resolve is basically for your incidents only.
Yeah, so it depends on the form.
Okay, so Sachin, let me give you a homework here. Okay, today when you log in your official hours, okay, try to see the difference between save and update, and then you will come to know that why the two buttons are given. I will not give any answer on this as of now.
I can tell you from my own standpoint, if I have a form, right, an incident form, and I hit updates, it only it keeps all the information. Like if somebody else accesses, they see that information. Then save, once I hit save, it closes out everything and lets me out. That's what I know. I hit save to take me out of the entire form.
It's opposite actually, Equi. So now if I click on update, I will be out from the form view.
Okay, sorry, maybe the other way around.
Yes, and now if I open this and again make some changes, now I click on the save, I'll still same on my form.
Okay, sorry, the opposite way. Okay, you're right.
That is the only difference. See, sometimes customers say when I click on the button, I should go to the list view. But sometimes customers say no, I want to stay on the same form. Just to make a user easiness, user friendly, ServiceNow gives the two options. Okay, boss, take it, up to you. Now the thing is that I can bring save button as well on the context menu on this bar. But I'll tell you by tomorrow when we discuss about the properties. Okay. So let's move to the next. So you can add or manage your attachments here. Okay. You can go to the next or the previous records by this manner instead of going on the list view. See, I'm on the 46 number now. I'm on the 5 number now. Okay. These three options are little bit, I can say, we are not using much in our day-to-day life. This is called the heartbeat. Basically, it shows your activity stream. Means these things. If you click here, it will directly take you on the activity part. Activity means the actions you are taking on your record will be recorded somewhere, and that somewhere is called the activity stream. Okay, so if I'm on the bottom of the page, I click here, I go down the activity part. Okay, then I click on this one, personalize form. Yesterday we discussed that I can personalize my instance by these options or by coloring option. Now you can personalize the form as per your need. But again, from the consultant perspective, from the functional consultant perspective, try to avoid recommend this option to the users. Because the thing is that the reason is that tomorrow suppose the personalization sees that what field you want to see on the form, which field you don't want to see on the form. Okay. The reason is that why I'm not recommending this. Suppose a customer hide a field called assign to. We say I'm not interested in the assign to field. I'm only interested in the assignment group. Okay. But tomorrow when he want to move that record into the next level, he cannot move because assign to is mandatory at point of time. And then he will find out why I'm not able to see the assign to, because he already personalized the form. Okay, so as per the practice, we never ever recommend this option to the customer. But still, if he want, you can say, boss, if you remove something here, it will be taken like this. If I move approval, I guess it is mandatory one, so I cannot remove this. See, now if I save it, it is personalized for me, for my option, not for anyone else. I guess some issue is there. It's come back, right? Okay, now it's gone. So I can bring it back now. Personalized form. This, and this. I can do my personalization, but always the best practice, don't recommend this option to the customer. Okay, now the three dots, more options are there. If I click here, I can send the email to anyone from this email option. See, email box will be open for me. Admin, you can put CC, you can put BCC, and you can click on the send. The email will go to this particular email ID. Click send. Done. Email has been out. So by using this option, you can send email to anyone inside the organization or outside the organization as well. You can put it here, and the email will be go out. Okay, I'll tell you that how the email configuration can be worked. That we'll discuss in the later on. Okay, so this is basically from the form view side. Okay, now I come to the list view. Let me click on the update. Okay, this is my list view where I can see multiple records available here. So the total count is 250 records. Okay, now I want to see, for every record, I want to see the priority as well. I want to see the priority of a change. How I can bring that? This is, we call this as a gear icon. G-E-A-R, gear icon is this. Click on this gear icon, and again, this is your, see if you have personalized list. If I add any field on my list view, it will not going to impact any other user. Again, beauty of ServiceNow, where you can personalize your stuff, personalize your list as per your requirement. I'm a change manager. I'm not bothered about who is working on the change. I'm just bothered about what is the priority, what is the risk value of my change, and what is the change number, and what is the change short description. Then why should I bring all the unnecessary field on the form level? Sorry, list level. Better, I can add or remove the fields. You can double click, it will gone. Like if I can put it here, priority, double click, or this button. Now I click OK. And you can see I have a priority and reason as well. This is one of the functionality given by ServiceNow. Now I come to the next point, which is important here, specifically on the filter part. You have a question that, Atul, I want to know that how many change has a priority 3. How you can do that? There are the multiple ways to do that. Number one, you can go here and mention star and 3. You will get all the records which are starting. These are the wild characters. Star percentage is my wild character. You know that how to use these wild characters specifically. Okay, so I bring my data. Atul, it is not good. I'm not liking this option. Give me some other option. Okay, boss, no worries. If you're not happy, let me click on the all here. Okay. Atul, I want some other way to do that part. I want to put some conditions. Okay. Now what I'll tell you, go to this icon. This is called the funnel icon. Funnel, funnel icon. Why I'm telling you these words or the icon name? Because when you go into the industry, when you talk to your customers, you will not say, boss, click on this filter. No, it has a standard name called the funnel icon. This is a gear icon. This is an additional action. This is a context menu. This is a setting button. This is a connect chat. This is a global search. By the symbols we tell to the customer, because if you take the wrong term, customer will also understand the wrong in that case. Now I'll tell you that how I can do the filtration here. So now what I did, I click on the all and I got 1200 records. So click on the funnel icon here. You no need to be write any kind of a code here. Select star from, I'm talking about the SQL. You don't need to write select star from table name, star, last name, first name, roll number, where this. I just define my where condition here. Which value you want to do the filtration? I want to do the filtration on the priority. Okay, G, no problem. Priority here. Okay. On the basis of this field, again, I'm telling you, on the basis of this field, your operators will be different. See, priority is not, priority is one off, priority is not one off. So tomorrow when we work on this, okay, I will be giving you the homework for tomorrow, that you guys need to create your usernames. And once you will get the username, you need to go and read about these things. Or I try to make username for everyone today. Okay, and give it to you guys so that you can work on my instance. So I'll ping you on the WhatsApp or in the Skype with the password as well. Okay, so my priority is, what priority you want? I want priority is a P3. Okay, click on the run. So I got all the change records where the priority is 3. Okay, again I have an issue in my filtration. Atul, I want only the changes which are the standard as a type. Click here, put and condition, because you are saying and I want is change type. Sorry, it's type only, not change type. Okay. Now see, options are less here. And if you see here, options are more here. So on the basis of your filter criteria, your condition, your operators will be 100% different. So I say type is.
Excuse me, Atul?
Yes, Farah.
Could you repeat what you just said? Because I lost you for a few seconds.
Okay, so I was saying basically that on the basis of your condition, filter part, the operators will be different. These are my operators. Okay, so you see, if I'm selecting the priority, I have getting more options, right? But if I'm selecting the type, I'm getting the less options. Now, if I put the short description, let me put a short description here, or let me and description. Now you can see more options. The start with, end with. Do we have the start with here? No. So this is the way ServiceNow design the system, that on the basis of your condition or the filter part, your operator come automatically. Okay. So I say type is one of standard. No, one of तो काम नहीं चलेगा. Is standard. Short description contains word called the factor. Means it will go into my database and try to identify this condition now, where priority is 3, type is standard, and short description contain word factor, and click on the, let me put the mobile here because I can show you the result as well in this case. Click on the run here. See. It contains the word mobile. Yes, it contains the word mobile. It is the standard type. Yes, it is standard type. It is the priority 3. Yes, it is the priority 3. So this is the way that you can do the filtration in your systems. You can do the things. And remember, these filtration is totally personalized. If I am making a change in my filter, it will not going to impact anyone else in the system. Clear or any doubt here?
No, it's clear.
Yeah.
Clear, sir.
Perfectly fine. So what I will do today is for the today's homework basically is that I will create your username and the password in my system. Okay. And will ping everyone username password in the common chat. And now you guys start doing exploration of the tool now. Don't do any other R&D. Just see when you click here what happened, when you click here what happened. Go to profile, try to search, try to connect here, and I will give you the admin rights as well. So nothing worry on that part. Okay, do the filtration part, how the filtration work, how the sorting work. Because remember one thing, I'm not backing out from my words, but the thing is that there's a lot of things which I want to tell you, but we have a limitation of the time and the course agenda as well. And it is not a spoon feeding session. I want you guys to do the practical, and then you can ping me on the chat, Atul, I'm facing this issue, how I can resolve it or how I can get it done completely. Then I can help you in that part. But from today onwards, start exploring the tool now. Okay. So any question, any doubt till this point?
Yeah, I want to ask, can we save, can you save and share your filters?
Right.
Can you save and share your filter with another end user?
Not to the end user. See, remember one thing, end user is the one who don't have any role available in the system. If you are using Amazon website, you are the end user. You cannot manipulate any prices, right? You are, if you are a fulfiller, then you can do anything. So what I can say, when you say end user, he don't able to see all these lists. No, he cannot see. Can you see Amazon order for myself?
Okay, I guess I should have said with another admin user.
Okay. No, even though see, when I say admin, it means you are the admin of this particular tool. Then you can do anything. But if you say the end user, the meaning is completely changed. Okay. So the question which you ask, I want to answer, but before that, I want you guys to do some R&D. You can save the results. That very much fine. Okay. I will definitely tell this question tomorrow. I have this option, but I will not tell, because if I tell, you will not do the R&D at your end.
Okay.
Okay. Because you remember on the initial day when we have our first connect, I told that it will be a techno-functional training. I am done from my functional part. I am done with my technical part. Now I want you guys to do the hands-on on that part.
Okay.
It is very simple. You need to just do the exploration. Okay. Try it today. Tomorrow I can show you that part. No worries. Okay. So nothing to be worried on that part. Okay. Okay, anyone else, any other doubt, question, clarification required on this part? Sachin, Farah, Shem, Roshan, Reshma,
No,
it's clear.
Parav.
No, sir, it's clear.
It's clear, right? Great. Now I'll take you the next part. Let me close this. It is very, very, very interesting topic. Okay, and here I will take your terms called the end user. Okay, so now consider one thing. We take example that if I want to order something from any of the e-commerce website, let's take example of the website only. What is the primary I need? Primary, I need the URL of that particular e-commerce website. Okay. Now, when I say the primary URL, yes, it means something similar we have in ServiceNow as well. And we call that particular URL or particular instance or particular option is called the service portal. Okay, how it will be look like, how you can use that. Open the new window, type this thing and put /sp. SP stand for the service portal. I'm sure you have a question. Atul, can we change this SP to some other name? Maybe Farah say I want to put my name. Ikwi say I want to put my name. Yes, you guys can put. We discuss in detail when we come to the service portal topic. Okay. Now I click on the enter here. Okay. So this is the service portal which is given by ServiceNow out of the box to his customers. See, this is the service portal you can see here, right? Complete portal in front of you. So now take example that this is the Amazon website for it. Let me put Amazon, open Amazon. What you are seeing on the Amazon website here? Tell me. Some search option here, right? You have a cart. Yes, you have a cart here. You have multiple options boxes here.
Account.
You have a flashes here like this, right? You can see your account here. Your account, all the things are there, right? Right? So now if I show you this thing in service portal, let me go here. Okay, before I go there, let me tell you one thing here. Okay, these things are my catalogs. These fashion is one of my catalog. Electronics is one of my catalog. Amazon Pay is one of my catalog. If I click on the fashion here, or let me click on the computer here. These are my categories. In computer, what you want? You want accessories, component, desktop, external devices. I say external devices. Okay, click here. And these are called my catalog item. Remember these terms because these are going to be used coming days. Maybe after 10-15 days, we are going to be use these words. So we have a catalog on the top, this. We have a category on the left, this, and we have the catalog item on the place. And this is the item which you are going to be order. You never order the category, you always order the catalog item. Simple, another example I can take. You go out with your family in a restaurant for a dinner. Waiter come and ask you, ma'am or sir, what you would like to take it? You want something in the drinks or you want to go for the food? You say, I want to go for the food. Okay, ma'am, this is our this is our menu card. Please check the items and let us know what should I cook for you. You open the catalog, you open the menu card, and you see some headings: South Indian, Italian, Thai, Chinese, Indian, Punjabi. You get a different categories. In the different categories, you will get a different item. In Thai, you get the Thai curry, red curry, white curry, yellow curry. In Punjabi, you get the chole bhature kind of stuff. In Italian, you will get the chow mein, chopsy, the Manchurian specifically. Okay, don't be go for these items now. I know that Farah and Sheem on the fasting nowadays, so let's not talk much about the food here. Okay, and every catalog item contains the price. You will never find a price on the category. Did you find any price on this category? No. You find the price on this particular catalog item. Now, if I click on this catalog item here, I can see the complete detail here like this. You can see the pricing. You can see when you will get this product in your doorstep delivery. You can see the option add to cart or buy now, right? Add to wish list. Okay. You can see multiple options: 1 TB, 2 TB, 4 TB, 5 TB, all this. You can see here like this. Okay. And then finally, if you are happy, you click on the buy now. Definitely it'll ask for me, because if I put my username password here, it starts sending me all the advertisement of these things. So better I'll remove it. Okay. So did you guys get any idea on that part? Definitely in day in day out we're using these options, right? Roshan, Reshma, Gaurav, Mahesh, Sachin.
Atul, could you repeat your question?
Okay, so I'm saying basically that by seeing this Amazon website, we get some idea that how we are going to place a order, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Now I will tell you that how that product, how that catalog item come on the screen, or where you can find this thing in the service now. So when I talk about the catalog, I have a catalog option here. Click catalog here.
Atul, you used actually right word, because in my environment, client actually 1 year back, they wanted same kind of platform which we use in Amazon. So
Okay.
seniors, they did some arrangements through ServiceNow, which also I think you should learn here. Same thing.
Yes, definitely. So I'll tell you, I'll show you some examples here.
Now, client is actually happy with the services which were given from ServiceNow.
I'll show you a few things which I present for one of my customer. See, this is completely customized part. You can see here. You can do that changes. So I am just telling you the basic stuff which is given by ServiceNow to us. After that, you can do any kind of customization on that. Okay. Now you click on the categories here. It's like you are clicking on the computer, and now you get the different categories here. Under the category, I go for the hardware. Okay. Under the hardware, I go for the desktop. And this is my catalog item. Okay. As of now, just understand that this is the way that ServiceNow also designed. How I get this done, how the item is coming on this way, we will discuss in the complete detail. Okay. Second option, which I want to tell you here. Suppose I open the Amazon once again. Okay. And I click here. How to order mobile phone. Okay, let's not go to this part. Let me open something new here. Microsoft. Okay, let's open Microsoft site. Okay. See, what I'm going to tell you, I'll explaining you just in a minute now. I click search here. How to change change ringtone in the mobile 10, Windows 10 mobile. What is this specifically which you are getting here? Are you ordering something with this?
No, there's an instruction like
Yes.
it's just telling you step by step of what you need to do.
Now, okay.
Knowledge base.
Sorry, yes, sorry, Sachin, you're saying something.
It's kind of knowledge base.
Knowledge, yeah, like I didn't want to say
Knowledge
base.
base is not a right word here. It's not a knowledge base.
Okay.
It is a knowledge article.
Knowledge.
Right? Because I was coming on that word because you say that these are the instructions. No. Instructions basically you're ordering someone. Knowledge article is basically when customer want, they can check and use that part. So in the same way, we have a knowledge in our ServiceNow as well. Let me click on the home screen here.
It's not the same thing as, okay, the knowledge base article is not the same thing as, like we all say knowledge base. Is it different from like saying knowledge article?
No. Knowledge base is like a library. Knowledge article is a book.
Got you.
Okay. That is the thing.
Oh my goodness, terminologies. We need to be using the right terminologies for this stuff.
Exactly. Okay? I'll tell you one thing that in my current project, we have I'm working with the ServiceNow people as well. In one of the demonstration, I pick up the wrong terminologies for 2 or 3 things. That person scolded me in that call. Atul, please don't use the wrong words or the wrong terms when you're explaining something to the customer. Because if I tell you the knowledge base, you tell the customer the knowledge base again, which is a wrong term. So I'm talking about the knowledge article. These are the articles here. And I tell you that how and where you can get the knowledge base. So for as of now, remember, knowledge base is just a big library, and knowledge article is a book in that library, or even a magazine, even a piece of paper as well in that particular library is a knowledge article. So you can see here, I suppose now, and second point, knowledge articles, basically when we say these are the useful for my end user. If we purchase iPhone today online, she is not able to configure the email. What Ikwi will do? She will open the iPhone website and start typing how to configure email in iPhone 12, because you are the end user. So the same way we happen here. One of my customer who is logging into the system and say how to configure emails. He tried to find out. See where these word has been used, how to configure emails. Every record has been come here. And these are the articles. See, it starts with the KB.
Knowledge base.
Okay, knowledge. Don't say knowledge. Basically, it should not be the knowledge base. Actually, it should be KA. But maybe they change the terminology somehow. So if I am a user, I have the filtration option as well. I want a specific author. Like simple example, you go to any library. There's a drawers has been mentioned. You see, okay, in the drawer you see, I want to go for the English literature. You open that wardrobe. In the English literature, I want the books of the Shakespeare. You go to that section and then you try to identify. You want which author? I want only Ron Canting. I can find it. These many articles has been given by the Mr. Ron. You want to see any other category? Yes, I want to see something which is application Microsoft Excel. So now just to understand, these are the functionality available for my end user. But after some time, I'll tell you that how you can configure this part, how you can create the knowledge articles. Okay, maybe I want last modified past month. There is nothing like this. So in simple and short meaning is that to give a support to the end user, we have a knowledge and the catalog on the place. Because if you are using Amazon website, maximum what we'll do, either you will raise an incident or either you will place a order. What else you can do? You cannot do anything else. You cannot do R&D on that. You can put the things in the cart. That is the one thing you can do. But again, that is a part of your catalog only. Now in Amazon website, if you go, you want to see that how many items, how many orders I placed till now. You can go and click here on the request. Ask for global denied application. Okay, maybe I change something here. So it is giving me the global application error. Possibly. But I can see here that how many requests has been raised or closed by my ID. Operation date operation task. Okay, I will check this option why it's giving error. But this is a place where I can go and check my specific request, my specific orders which I done previously, and what is the status of those orders. I can check it from here. Okay. Then if you want the cart, you can check here how many items in the cart, because as of now we did not order anything, so there's no item in the cart. Okay. Again, tool is basically to give a help to the user. Okay, if you want to understand how the Amazon works. So suppose, let's take example, when you switch on the phone, a pop-up comes. Do you want to go on the phone tool? We are human beings, we are so intelligent, we always say no. But it is good if you go for the tool. You understand the phone, that how phone has been, or you can be used phone in a good manner. Okay. Now the term called here, one more thing. So we understand knowledge, we understand catalog, we understand the request, and this is called the get help. Get help means you're not ordering something. Get help means something has been broken and you need someone help to fix that part. So the get help, basically in our service portal, we called this as the record producer. We will discuss in the detail. So don't be confused, guys. Now this initial first 4 days, 5 days, basically go just for the introduction of the different terms. When the terms will be clear, then it is easy for me to pick up in the later on. So get help is basically called the, what I can say, record producer. It means when I use the get help, I am going to raise an incident. That how an incident work, what is the meaning of the incident, that is the thing come into the picture of that record producer. Again, homework for you guys now. I'm sure that
excuse me,
yes.
Incident related to something in the service portal.
Yes, so I show you one option here. Create incident. This is also kind of a catalog item only, but the technical term we call this as a record producer. Okay, when I click on submit, an incident record will be generated in the background. Okay, any doubt or question here, Shame or Farah here?
Excuse me, Atul, if you can repeat.
Okay. So
yes.
What I'm saying basically, what we discussed till now mainly, number one, we see the catalogs, right? When you request something on the Amazon website, you get an order number, right? Order number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But when you returned any product on Amazon and you want a refund on that, then your incident number has been generated. So the basic fundamental says in the catalog, we work on the request management. On the incident or the record producer, we work on the incident table. Okay, that is a basic difference, which being a functional consultant, you should know that how this working has been done. How this will be configured, definitely we are going to be discussing the later on classes.
Okay.
Now I want to give a homework specifically to all the people who are working, who are be fresher here. Reshma, Gaurav, Roshan, and Mahesh. You guys need to be start reading about incident management, problem management, change management, and the request management as per the ITIL. In the next coming 3 or 4 days, we are going to pick up these topics one by one. So start reading about that. What is the meaning of the incident? What is the life cycle of an incident? How incident work? Why incident is there? Okay, so that when I start picking up the words or the terms in my lecture or my session, you guys also start relating with your theoretical option.
Sir, please repeat the terms again.
Okay, incident management,
Hmm?
problem management, change management, request management, and the knowledge management.
Okay, sir.
Okay, you guys need to read these terms in detail from the ITIL perspective. Okay, we have a good people in our group now like Ikwi, Farha, Sheem, and Sachin, who are working on this day in, day out. In case you have any issue, any question, any clarification you need, just put the voice recording in the WhatsApp group. And I request to each and everyone, try to respond on these answers, on these questions which asked by anyone in the group. That will improve your knowledge as well. That will give you a space to search in the wider area. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Great. So now let me come back to this particular place. So this is the place, or maybe I can say that this is the way that my service portal has been available for my end users. Again, I'm using the term called the end user. The user who don't require any license in ServiceNow is called the end user. Okay. Any doubt, any question, any clarification till this point? Yes, Farah, you want to ask something?
So is this? Oh, sorry.
So,
No. I just want to say that it's okay. Everything is clear to me.
okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Yes, Ikwi, please go ahead.
What is this the end user's perspective? Is that what we refer to as self-service?
Okay, let me take example. So your question is basically that why we are be defining end user and how we are be defining the end user. Let's take example now.
Okay.
Or you have any other point on that?
No, because I know that when my end users put in the ticket themselves, from how this whole the service portal for the different organizations that I use ServiceNow for, we always say go to self-service and put a ticket in. So is this the other term for this service portal? Is it also the self-service portal, or am I using the wrong terminologies when I'm talking to my end users?
Okay. Now I give you one example here. Okay. Suppose Ikwi is working in an organization. Okay. She joined a new company. Okay. Ikwi boss tell to Ikwi, go ahead and please raise a request for a laptop on the given portal. Okay. Ikwi go to open the portal and start putting the description or the answers on the given questions. Your new joiner, yes. Who is your manager name? She put the manager name. When you join, she put the date of joining as well. Everything she put. And then she click on the submit button. Okay. Now, Ikwi get a laptop after 5 days. Okay. Who provide the laptop to Ikwi? That is the IT team. For IT team, Ikwi is the end user. Because Ikwi don't know that how in the background this laptop has been assigned to me. Ikwi is just bothered that after 5 days, I should get my laptop in my hand. She got a laptop. She switch on the laptop and facing issue in the login. She again go back to that portal and there is a issue. raise an incident. Not able to log in into my laptop. It's giving me invalid password and the username. In this case, again, ICWI is the end user for the IT team, because ICWI don't know that how many incident has been raised for the IT team in a day. She cannot view that particular perspective. She is just worried that when the issue will be resolved and she can use that particular laptop. So now if I conclude this thing, when you are taking the services from your IT department, then you become the end user for them. The same manner, when you are providing the services to the customers who don't have access to the backend, because ICWI can see the backend now because she is providing service to the customer, that how many tickets are assigned to ICWI name, who is calling, whose incident is open, whose incident has been closed, but the end user has no access on that part. Okay, so by this way you can differentiate. Sometimes you also work as an end user, you become an end user, and sometimes you are a fulfiller and your customers are an end user for you. Okay, so always remember one thing in ServiceNow, end user is basically who don't require any license in the system, and end user cannot have this view in complete manner. Let me see if I have any end user here. Let me try to find out. No.
And the user will have only basic information like for why you are, for which problem you are raising a ticket, and
No, and
very
Sachin, let me correct you. End user never is a problem. End user always raise the incident.
service request, yeah, or
Service request or incident. End user never ever create a I can say your problem. Yes.
problem ticket creation, problem management is not a job of
Yes.
it's our
Right.
internal which do that.
So let me create a user called the end user here. Okay. Service now. And I'm just clicking on the save here.
Even end user maybe they are not aware that organization, their IT support is using ServiceNow. They will have a simple chat button or
simple. Do you guys know that Ola? Maybe people from India know this thing. Ola is one of the what I can say taxi provider, a, a, a good competitor with respect to the Uber and all these things who provide the taxi services. Ola is using ServiceNow. Can you imagine that? Maybe Amazon website. If I pick up here, maybe this is also in the ServiceNow only. We don't know this thing. Because I'm an end user, my work is to order something, to request something, to raise the incident. That's all. How the backend has been defined, I don't care. Even I have no idea. So let's take example. I created one user called the end user. Let me impersonate it. Remember yesterday I told one thing, that the visibility of the things, the visibility of the application, the visibility of the modules of any user in ServiceNow depend on his role specifically. Now you can see here, when I impersonate, I was working as a functional trainer, I have a lot of options. Let me search here, change. End user cannot access that. Let me search for the incident. Incidents, yes, but he can only create incident, or he can only see his own raised incident. He cannot see any other incident. Okay, now if I click here and refresh my page, now you can see multiple things has been changed here for the end user. See, okay, they are still showing this thing. So now it is the end user. He can just order. Nothing else he can do.
So I think you misunderstood my question. I was only saying, I don't think I asked the question right. I was only saying that is this another name? The service portal is another name for service portal self-service. Because I have tickets, and that confuses me. I have
Yes,
tickets
yes.
that just say self-service tickets. So sometimes I just know from my experience that that's probably a ticket that my end users put in themselves, because sometimes I have to create tickets on behalf of an end user. So I'm only asking, is that another name for this, for the service portal, self-service?
Yes. You're right, actually. So
Okay,
see, ServiceNow also make changes as per the life cycle. Earlier, this portal, earlier the service portal called the ESS, Employee Self-Service. Then after 1 or 2 releases,
got it.
Sorry.
That's the one, yeah. Employee
Yes,
self-services.
and after that, they make again changes, and they called it as a SSP, self-service portal. And now in the release, they are using the word called the SP, service portal. So one portal with the different names captured in the market. Someone called ESS, someone called SPP, and someone called SP. Nowadays, this SP is actually available in market. Means available means people are using this term widely in the discussions with the customer on the job part as well. But at last, portal is same. Either you call it ESS, SSP, or SP. The working is almost same. Almost basically changes has been done as per the releases given by ServiceNow. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. No worries. Okay. Any other question, doubt, clarification required on this part? Farah, Shim, Gaurav, Roshan, Reshma, Sachin.
No,
it's clear. Thank you.
Okay. If it is okay, then definitely fine. We are good to close it. So we done this part as well. Tomorrow, what I can say, sorry. I will create the username and the password for everyone and ping on the chat window. Okay, so that by tomorrow when you come, you just have an idea on these things, that how the system look like, because you will log in, you will need to understand something a lot in the beginning part. Okay, so start doing the practice at your end, and in case any issue, any doubt, any clarification, you can put in the chat window. Everybody is available to answer on that. Okay.
Excuse me, Atul.
Yes, Farah.
Yes. Regarding the end users that we just discussed about, you can have this end users by integration with Active Directory, something like that.
Yes, you can have that as well. That is the part called that we are going to be discussed in the topic called the integration. That how you get ServiceNow with the Active Directory.
Okay. With a default role, let's say, and after that we can customize roles for
yes. We can do that part, right? We can do that.
Okay. Thank you.
Atul, just one question.
Yes, Shim.
We can work with our instance, or there are you make account with other roles, because I have an instance.
Okay. The thing is that why I'm giving a little emphasis to use my instance is that because if something you need help from my side, I can log in my system and I can help you at any point of time. Otherwise, if you work in your instance, you need to be create a username password for me. Then you need to be share the link with me, and then only I can work it. So you can get your instance just for a practice. You can get for instance, but preferably you use my instance so that everybody on the same place. In case Farah is facing some issue, she can put in the chat window. Then Sachin, Roshan, or Ikwi can help you to understand, to troubleshoot that, because everybody is having their own username password, so they can troubleshoot the problem for anyone else as well. That is the only intention in the picture.
Okay.
That makes sense. Are you gonna have a designated username or user?
Yes. I will create for everyone. So you will get your username with the name of Ikwi. Farah will buy Farah. Shim will buy Shim only.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, no worries. So by next 3 to 4 hours, I'll create that and put into the chat window with the complete details. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, guys. See you again tomorrow. Bye bye. Have a nice day.
Bye bye.
Have a nice day.
Have a great day. Bye.
Uh,